So let's start. Today we will talk about Bombay or Mumbai as it is called now. What are the problems of Mumbai? What are the urban problems of Mumbai? Main urban problems of Mumbai, in your opinion?
One
Yes,
of the oldest cities of India.
it's all this.
Slum
Yes,
problem, slum,
okay, slums and yes,
climate change and adversities are there in future.
climate change is there. Yes,
Coast as a coastal city, it can be submerged in future within
yes, it
decades
can be submerged in future
as rise
because
in sea level,
rise in sea level, and why the rise in sea level is expected.
melting of glaciers,
Yes, that is
and thermal expansion.
yeah, global warming. Yes, thermal expansion, global warming. It's we we assume that there is a global warming phenomenon, and it will cause the rise in sea level, and all the coastal cities, the coastal areas of the world are in danger of submerging. Okay, so there, that is a danger. Some small islands mm, are already facing that threat, but that is a climate change phenomenon. And climate change, actually, cities are causing climate change, or they are victims of climate change. That is the question.
I
Yes,
think they are the both creator and the
yes, they are
um,
creator of the
sufferer.
yes, they are the they are causing the climate change, and they are the victims of climate change. Yes. So, and there is the problem of slums. What are slums? Yes, what are
Slums
slums?
are tightly packed and highly congested area where people of lower rank who cannot afford larger areas live together in an unhygienic condition.
Yes, I think you are very right. But how will you define slum? To which area you will call, to which system, urban system, a settlement, you will call slum? What are the parameters? Yes, Nawaz, what are the parameters? Nawaz Akram, what are the parameters on the basis of which we call a settlement a slum?
Only walking space will be there between two houses.
Yes, yes, that are these are the symptoms, but what is the definition of slums? Can we have a definition? Yes, Ashraf, is there any definition? Are there any parameters of slums? Yes, are there any parameters of slums? According to WHO, WHO, World Health Organization, and World Bank and United Nations, they say that the slums are those settlements in which we are not able to provide basic amenities. Means स्लम्स वो सेटलमेंट हैं, वो अर्बन एरियाज हैं जहाँ बेसिक फैसिलिटीज़, बेसिक एमिनिटीज़ प्रोवाइड नहीं करा पा रहे हम, गवर्नमेंट फॉर सम रीजंस. So that is the definition of slum. That is the basic definition of slum. Now, what these basic amenities are? Yes, what these basic amenities are?
Hygienic condition,
Yes, sanitation. Yes, and you can see the board.
a larger area,
Sanitation space. space for living. Huh? Yes, living space. Yes, and you can see the board.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can see what is written there. You can read what is written there. Yes.
Actually, my video, yours video is lagging because of my internet connection, I think.
Oh, maybe.
Cannot confirm that.
Some other Nawaz, you can see. I think
Yes, sir.
okay. So sanitation, space, yes. Any other basic amenity? Yes. Any other basic amenity? Yes. Any other basic amenity? Yes. Proper housing. Electricity means proper electricity.
Water supply.
Yes, water supply. Water supply of drinking water, potable water, which is called water supply. Yes, that is a big problem in these cities. Um, which is the one of the largest slums of the world in Mumbai. In Mumbai, there is a big slum situated that is called Dharavi. Dharavi is perhaps the largest slum of the world. So, water supply, electricity is not there properly, housing conditions are poor, space is not there, as Atik said, sanitation is not there, education, proper educational facilities are not there. So, basically, that is the main parameters of slums. If an urban area is lacking in these basic amenities, then it is called slums. So why the slums originate and why they are growing? We know that the slums are the problem, and we want to correct that problem. But why they have risen in the first place and why they are growing?
The beginning of slum, I think, is because of the lack of money, because 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 of the unprecedented migration from the rural areas.
Yes, migration and population growth. Yes, population pressure is there. And
City land area is increasing. The price of city land.
yes, but all the people who migrate to a city, a big city like Mumbai, they don't live in slum.
Not all the people, but a large percentage of people coming from rural areas who do not
But
have
my,
that
my
financial
point
background.
is, Atiq, that all don't go to slum.
No, sir.
So why some people go to slum? Some people go to live in slums.
Because they cannot get a proper job.
Yes, they cannot afford the land. They are getting job, but their job don't allow them to afford a proper housing because the land is very expensive in city like Mumbai. Any city land is very expensive, and their jobs don't support them to afford a proper place to live in. And why it is not being solved? Yes.
It has own political reasons, and time to time politicians
Yes,
use them as
political
a vote
reasons
bank.
are there, and greed is there. Greed of builders. Political reasons are there. Political reasons and financial reasons. Social reasons are there also. There is a there is a system that keeps the slums going. There is a social system because the problem is identified and we all agree that that is the problem, and still the slums are growing. So there must be some reasons, some vested interest. Some people have vested interest in slums, and some social obligations are there. Can you elaborate on that? Yes, Sumit, what do you think about it? स्लम्स को हमने एक प्रॉब्लम की तरह आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया है, गवर्नमेंट को पता है, सबको पता है, बट व्हाई दे आर ग्रोइंग?
Because of overpopulation, sir.
But my point is that all the people don't go to live in slums. All people who migrate and who are part of increasing population, they don't live in
Because
slums.
they want, because they are economically weak and they want to live in the big cities, but as they are economically weak, they
Yes,
couldn't.
affordability is there, and the system keeps them there. Look, suppose there is a big apartment, a posh apartment, an elite class apartment. They are working in good jobs, and for household works they need people, they need helping hands. So some slums or some juggi jhopdi, as you call them, are being developed there, are there, and they come and work in this house, these houses, these apartments, these bungalows, isn't it? So it just works like that. This interaction is keeping the slums there. You can, if you take a survey, you will see that every posh area has almost every posh area in its vicinity supports slum. So that interaction, that economic interaction supports slums. And as you said, political reasons. Yes, Atiq, can you elaborate on your point? What are the political reasons? Yes.
Politicians use them, actually gives them support, just statements that they will develop the region and give basic amenities and use them as a vote bank every
Yes,
time. For
they
the
use
election.
them as a vote bank. Yes, they promise them that we will get your colonies authorized, and they use them as the vote bank. Now, one problem we haven't pointed out, that is pollution. In Delhi as well as in Mumbai, air pollution, air, water, and land pollution are there. So why this pollution is there? And why it is growing? And it's growing. Why it is there?
Yes, sir.
Why it is growing? When we have
Because the
identified
number
the
of
problem, it can be checked. It should be checked. Why it is growing? Yes, why it is growing?
because the large number of people, there is a problem of dumping and proper
There is a
management,
problem of
waste management.
waste management is there, and vehicles are there, many industries are there which are emitting air pollutants. Many industries are there which are emitting the substances which cause water pollution, and many chemicals and many emissions are causing land pollution. This is basically because of population pressure. Population is not a bad thing. The management of population pressure causes the problem. it is above the carrying capacity of the land. That is the problem. So, what should we do? We should check the population.
Yes, sir.
But that city will not grow then. And Mumbai is our commercial hub.
Yes, sir.
It contributes much of the GDP and GNP, isn't it? We need development also.
Yes, sir.
If it is not, the city is growing because it is developing, it is prospering. If it is not the land of opportunities, then people don't migrate to that city, isn't it? At least the growth will be slowed down. So, what should we do? And why the electricity is not there? We were talking about why the electricity is not there. Yes, why the electricity is not there?
City needs high consumption of electricity.
But
Maybe
why
for that.
the proper, the electricity is there, but proper connections are not there. Why? क्या वजह है कि इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का प्रॉपर कनेक्शंस नहीं है? कुछ चोरी से या अनऑथराइज्ड बिजली ऐसा नहीं कि बिजली खर्च नहीं हो रहा है. इट इज बीइंग कंज्यूम्ड. इट इज देयर. यस.
Maybe again for political reasons.
Political reasons and some administrative reasons that city authorities don't recognize them as the proper colonies, so they are not obligated to provide facilities, isn't it? They provide activities for the residential area, they provide amenities for the city area. City authorities, a municipal corporation, a town area is obligated to provide amenities to the legal part of the city. That is the problem. And these slums are, it's not only slums. The problem is not only that these are slums. They are overpopulated. These slums are overpopulated. These slums are overpopulated. Around 70,000 or 40,000, 50,000 persons per square kilometer. We don't have very exact figures because these are not legal part of the city, and not a proper head count is there. It may be more than that, isn't it? So the slum is a problem, and overpopulation of slum is a problem. That is a very, very pathetic thing. So what can we do about it? We have to take measures.